Hey, this is Jared, and you are watching Backroad Exploration. I wanted to do one more trip into the mountains before everything started to close, and they usually close up the trails this weekend or next weekend, but we've actually had some really early snow this year, a decent amount of it, and they closed everything up almost yesterday. I went up to go up American Fork Canyon.
How are you?
Is the gate past Temple Fork closed?
The one to the right of Temple Fork, yes, the OA5 is closed, but Silver Lake's still open, isn't it? But Silver Lake is still open.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You have a good one.
Yep. Bunch of the gates closed yesterday, so I guess the mountains are off. Time to head for the desert. I went up to go up American Fork Canyon. It was closed. I tried another couple areas. They're closed. So I started to head towards Price to the desert, and I ran across the Price recreation area. I've driven past this so many times because it's just a little trail that goes up and turns around, but I've never stopped and checked it out. So I decided I would head up there, check it out. And right now I am at the Bristlecone Ridge trailhead, and it's a beautiful day, not a ton of snow, just the perfect amount for some good hiking. So I'm going to go on a little hike, and that's how we're going to start off this adventure. I run into this dilemma a lot where I get somewhere and I get on a trail and I just have to see the end of it and keep going, even if it's not really part of my plan. But I found where this trail continues, and you know, I'm really never in this area, so let's keep going. You okay? Getting old, girl. I won't go too much farther, okay? We're almost to this little ridge. We'll go to the top of it. Let's go. She's getting a little old for this. Turns 12 in a couple months. Well, I think that's gonna be it. You can definitely tell the trail follows this ridge and looks like it probably goes all the way along that ridge line, maybe even all the way across back there, which would be really cool, but not something we have time for if we're going to do any other exploring today. So start heading back towards the Jeep now. It's a decent elevation climb to get up to here, so I'm winded. Poor Molly is really winded, so let's head back. Well, the misadventures of a hike. Got back to the Jeep and realized that my sunglasses that I put in the pocket of my jacket were no longer in the pocket of my jacket. So I hiked back up, and of course they fell out right here at almost at the very top where I took my jacket off because I was getting too warm. So glad I have them back. Now time to head back down. Well, this ended up being a total blast, but my little detour and redoing the entire hike again ate up a ton of time. It's almost 2:30. I'm gonna drop down into Price really quick, grab some fuel, and then head to this campsite that is not too far out into the desert that I marked a long time ago that I thought would be cool to come back to. So hopefully I can get out there and capture a little bit of footage before it gets too dark. One of my favorite things about this area is that there's like nothing out here. It's pretty desolate, and then all around you on all sides you have these beautiful mountain and book cliff mountain ranges. You know, hard to capture with the camera, but they're really, really beautiful, offer an excellent backdrop for exploring.
Mounds Road is just a really easy dirt graded road. You know, you could fly down it in any vehicle. So I'm making good speed right now. I'm hoping I've got about an hour before it's going to get dark, so I'm hoping I can get to camp before dark, kind of find the right spot to kind of start setting up. And all day tomorrow I'll be doing a bunch more exploring on trails out here that I haven't been on. So I've been down a bunch of different roads and trails, but every time I come back into this area, I just see trail after trail that I've never been on, and I want to check them all out. So lots more adventure to come. Problem with awesome trails like this is around every corner there's another spot I want to stop and film, but I just can't. It's 4 o'clock. It's going to be dark by 5:30 at the very latest. Probably, you know, really sunsetting before that, and I've got another 15 miles or so. So time to step on the pedal, make up a little time. I love this rock formation right here. The sun setting on it. Really, really pretty.
Pulled up just as the sun was going down, and man, the view behind me is incredible. My memory did not disappoint. I was out here 2 years ago with my boys. We were doing some exploring. It was the middle of the day, so we stopped here. I just wanted to see where this trail ended. It's this beautiful overlook. I marked it as a place I wanted to come back to and camp sometime, and man, am I so glad I did. Check this out. Right now I'm experiencing the morning struggle of getting out of the vehicle. I've had the heat on for a few minutes, get everything kind of warmed up, changing my clothes. It's time to get out and do some exploring, go find some firewood, a few things like that. But man, it just feels so nice being in this warm, comfy sleeping bag. It was cold last night, got down into the teens, but nothing too bad. You know, really the hard nights are when it gets down, you know, 0, maybe -1, 2, like in January, February. You know, low teens, not too bad to deal with. Slept pretty dang good. Well, it's time to get rolling. few things in this world are as nice as just sitting next to a campfire. Out on top of it, one of the best desert views I have ever seen right out here over the side, and it makes for a perfect morning. Yesterday was a really good time. That hike took longer than I was expecting, so I didn't do as much trail exploring as I was hoping, but I've got all day today until dark to do some exploring. Plan is I'm really hungry, want to eat some breakfast, and we'll start packing up camp after that. But just did some exploring around here this morning. Absolutely incredible. It's just so beautiful. Oh yeah.
Last night I spent a bunch of time just looking over the maps, kind of seeing the places in here that I have been and that I haven't been, and I found this really long spur trail that I've never been on before. I've been on this one and I've been on several below it, but it's kind of right there in the middle, so there's no way out of here other than backtracking, so I'm backtracking to the main road. I'm gonna head a little bit further south and then check out this brand new spur trail. Should be great. I feel like I say this almost every time, but I never tire of trails like this. I could drive them all of the time and love every second of it. There's so many amazing things out here that I want to see and that I want to explore. It feels endless, and I love it. Well, the map says there's a little seep over here. Usually that's some type of a natural spring where the water comes up out of the rock or the ground. So, just a short little spur. Definitely think it's worth checking out. We're right on the border here of the little dinosaur quarry. It's just over there to the left, up over that hill. It's a really cool little stop. And this little seep is supposed to be at the end of this trail. Well, I made it to this clay seep, is what it's called. My guess is because it just comes up out of the ground. Man, look at how old some of this is. It's all rusted out. My guess is this seep has been dried up for a long time. Well, this spur trail, this long spur that I saw that I've never been on before, it's way more well graded than I was expecting it to be. So I'm making a really good time across it. I did see kind of a cool other spur that leads down to some other trails that I've been on. So if I end up flying down this as fast as I think I'm going to, I'll make my way back out and go down that other spur, as it's another, well, it's a connector, not a spur that I've never been on. Been climbing decent elevation here, and I'm definitely starting to notice a lot more snow on the ground. Headed towards what looks like this ends at Cedar Mountain, so that should be pretty cool. But the terrain's kind of changing a little bit. Still, desert, but a lot more trees in here, and definitely seeing significantly more snow out here on the ground than what I saw earlier today. Just about the end of the Cedar Mountain Road, and it looks like there's a big overlook here looking out over this incredible valley. I'm gonna jump out and walk over there to take a look here. Oh yeah, I'm getting glimpses. This is incredible.
Wow, I never knew that this was here. You can see a bunch of the trails, Buckhorn Draw and others down there that I have driven on many times, and I have seen this mountain range over here to the left, but I never knew that you could drive up on top of it. It's a really easy graded road, but the view is incredible. You can see way far off in the distance the La Salle Mountains, the Henry Mountains. This view is incredible. Check this out.
Just finished up my stop at the overlook there. Man, I am so glad I came up here. It does look like the road goes a little bit further. There's a cell tower over here. Not sure if it goes anywhere else from here, but I figured I'm all the way up here. Might as well go to the very end. So when I was looking on the map, I noticed this, which looks like a runway strip. So I wanted to come down. There's a bunch of, satellite and radio towers up on here. I'm sure getting cell phone coverage and stuff out. I've got really good connection. And there totally is a runway right here. Man, that is a cliff right there. So if you were coming in, you'd come land right here, taking off. I'm sure you go back the same way you came in, launch off of that cliff. That's amazing. First winter trip really, and man, I am feeling wimpy. It's about 29 degrees, and man, it was feeling really cold out there. This was an amazing little side trip. I have bypassed this road several times because it didn't go anywhere, quote unquote, like I couldn't loop it in or connect it into anything. But man, am I glad I finally took the time to come and check it out. I'm gonna make my way back down it, and I saw several spur trails off of it that I wanna go and do some exploring on before I lose daylight.
One of my favorite things about going into these little spur trails and things is you often find the best campsites back in them. Man, this is a really cool little campsite, really beautiful. There's these rocks all around you, nice little fire pit there. Wouldn't be great for 4 or 5 rigs or anything like that, but 1 or 2 would totally work out. You might have to spread out a little bit just to get some nice level ground for some tents, but if you were sleeping out of your rig or rooftop tent, you'd be fine. I really dig this spot. I'm definitely coming back to here.
Found myself a nice little loop. I don't have to backtrack. Wasn't going to be too big of a deal because that was a nice cool little desert 2-track, but that should give me enough time to hopefully cruise down the road again and hit one more spur trail. I'm starting to lose sun, but I think I've got enough time to do at least one more. I'm going to assume that one fell out of a truck or something because we are in a weird place to have a bottle, but make sure you clean up your trash, people. Well, that was wild. I just started down this 2-track and there was something hanging on the fence and went up and it was a coyote, and I am just so puzzled because there was a gate that's open. Like, there is no closed gate there. So the only thing I can think is it was spooked and it was running hard and didn't realize that there was an opening in the gate and tried to jump the fence and got its foot caught, and it's just hanging there, which was kind of crazy. I hadn't even like fully decomposed yet, so I don't think it's been there all that long. Man, I don't know if you can see it with the sun, but there's a big, massive dust cloud over there, and it's a huge herd of antelope actually all just running at once, and they are cooking. I don't think you can see it with that sun glare. Well, that connecting road was a lot of fun. It doesn't get a lot of traffic, so I'm glad I went down it. I like, putting some tracks on those trails that don't get a lot of traffic. Hopefully that encourages people to head down that way. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you could do me a huge favor and share my channel with your friends who are into off-roading and overlanding, that would be awesome. If you want to follow me on the day-to-day, you can do so on Instagram at Backroad Exploration. Thanks for watching.